The one thing about being in Brazil is that the hater can go to the mall and I can scream all I want and people either don't understand me, don't care, or there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. So with that being said, cucks, it's time for Hater in the Mall. You know what I'm saying? Hater in the Mall. The mall is closing down though, so like, yeah, it's a little bit sad, but the hater ain't done. The hater will never be done, you understand me? And as I was looking up some wrestling news, in order to understand what the next video was going to be about, I couldn't believe it. The heavens opened up, the lightning struck, the airplane flew across the sky once again, because the mall is also close to the airport, and the hater learned, you won't believe this, the hater learned that there actually is going to be a pay-per-view coming up. There's so many things wrong with this pay-per-view, but a pay-per-view coming up called WrestlePalooza. That's right. You heard it here first. Well, probably not here first because I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this. WrestlePalooza. Now, the first thing that the hater envisioned when he heard about WrestlePalooza was, imagine a group of people. Triple H, Bobby Roode, Road Dogg, you know, the people that you see on WWE Unreal. Imagine those assholes, right? Just sitting around that table and just having a discussion, thinking, what should we call this, like, bullshit pay-per-view? You know, I'm sure someone probably suggested Great Balls of Fire 2, Electric Boogaloo, which would have been, honestly, all kidding aside, it would have been a superior name to WrestlePalooza. You understand me? So, that being said, at some point or another, someone, at least one person, said the following sentence. How about we call it WrestlePalooza? These words came out of someone's mouth. And at that moment, it was probably Triple H. Let's be honest. If anybody else came up with this, Triple H would probably just pedigree them on the spot. But someone did come up with this, and here we are, cucks. Now, if the name weren't bad enough, right? Because fundamentally, that's the thing that I hate the most about this is the name, because it really represents something. You know, it's not just the name itself. Who cares about the name, right? Great Balls of Fire came and went. The hater mentions it once every couple of months, and most people don't care about it anymore, and I'm outside. But it doesn't change anything, right? The fact of the matter is that we have a wrestling pay-per-view now called WrestlePalooza, and this represents pretty much, in my opinion, the final give up, right? Triple H, WWE have given up as the hater walks the streets of Sao Paulo. You know what I mean? I dare someone to try to take my phone away. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, the fact of the matter is exactly what I just said, right? People have decided to just give up completely and start calling pay-per-views WrestlePalooza unironically. Right? This is something you would expect from Tony Khan, right? This is like one of those, you know, like when Dynamite would do those like weekly, not pay-per-views, but like it wouldn't be called Dynamite. It'd be like, oh, Dynamite like Spring Fever, you know what I mean? Like that kind of bullshit. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a Tony Khan invention. Maybe he called in. I don't know what to tell you. But the pay-per-view represents a complete giving up of a standard, right? There are no standards anymore. The only standard left was like, at the very least, people seem to be trying. Now, they're straight up just going with WrestlePalooza. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't make this shit up, right? Now, another part of this name and this event in its entirety, another big problem is that this event is unique. It represents a very special circumstance. Although this event is only a couple of weeks away, September 20th, it will be one of the first events in a long time that the hater will not review. The hater also requests, humbly and politely, that nobody watch this shit, right? We have to put our foot down at some point. We cannot just tolerate this forever. There has to be a point where we say enough is enough. Enough is enough, motherfucks. You know? There's the plane. And it's not just enough is enough because of the name, right? It's much more than that. This pay-per-view will be the first pay-per-view to debut on the ESPN app. I don't even know what the fuck it is, right? Is it the old app? Is there a new app that's coming? But nevertheless, despite the deal they told us going into effect in 2026, I guess that's for the real shit. For things like WrestlePalooza, I think the only way to watch it is the ESPN app, which I think says a lot, right? I think a lot of people are not going to watch it for that reason because it won't be accessible to them, right? Now I get it. At some point they have to advertise this. They have to say, hey, motherfucks, switch over to the ESPN network, and they have to have some sort of marquee pay-per-view to do so. The rumor is that Cena will be in the main event. Don't be surprised if the main event of this is Cena versus Lesnar. which is a match, one of the only matches they have left in their repertoire that people may want to watch. But despite this, I still tell you guys, I still request that all of us boycott this shit. This is the worst thing to happen in wrestling in a long time. And as we've documented very well on this channel, there's been a lot of bad things, motherfucks. A lot of bad things have happened, one after the other. But we cannot tolerate this any longer. They want to basically price people out of a WWE pay-per-view, of Brock Lesnar's return match, of one of Cena's last matches, which that right there is criminal in and of itself, right? Because we should all be able to watch Cena's last matches without having to sign up for a new network. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do this for his last match. Anyways, we've got Cena's last match, basically, one of his last matches, right? It's probably like his second to last match. You know, I don't see him wrestling. Well, he's probably gonna have a match at Survivor Series. He's probably got like 3 or 4 matches left, you know? But this is one of them, and this is how it's gonna be now. You know what I mean? Just real quick, the hater was walking by an Outback Steakhouse. In Brazil, Outback Steakhouses are like clubs. There's like people dancing and shit. It's weird. Anyways, so that's not here or there. The point is that we find ourselves in a situation where WWE is trying to keep us out of this, and quite frankly, they're doing it prematurely. They said that this was gonna happen next year, and they're already moving along with it as we speak. So this is fucking unacceptable. This is not okay, you know? Now, aside from the fact that there's a Brock Lesnar and Cena match happening here, aside from that, it's like, I don't think anybody gives a shit about like, probably like Ludwig Kaiser and Dominic Mysterio versus like 2 jobbers. Here's the authentic Brazilian experience, cucks, live music. So the point is, you know, there's nothing much that we're gonna miss, right? But it's the principle behind it. It's the philosophy that they're basically telling us, hey, we don't give a fuck. If you just signed up for Peacock a few months ago to watch WrestleMania, we're gonna switch it up on your bitch ass. We're switching it up to fucking ESPN Plus. Hater on the streets of Sao Paulo, you know what I mean? So that's how it goes, cucks. That's how it goes. They're doing this to us. They're fucking us up the ass. Once again, Triple H is doing it. It's probably all his idea. And quite frankly, I do believe, and I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I do believe that the decision to have this happen, I firmly believe this will go down in history as one of the death knells of WWE when it's all said and done. Like when we see like the rise and fall of the Triple H era, there will be like a 20-minute segment dedicated to this mismanagement, and it will be called WrestlePalooza. I can only hope with every fiber of my being that this event fails on every level, because that's exactly what deserves to happen. Like a colossal failure that is unprecedented. Like 5 people watch. Like nobody gives a rat's ass. That's what we need. And we can get it done, not just us, but I think a lot of wrestling fans are gonna be on board naturally, right? Because they only got a couple of weeks, and you know, motherfucks, you know, starting like Monday at the latest, probably tomorrow, but Monday at the latest, Michael Cole's gonna start hawking this shit left and right. He's gonna be like, don't forget to sign up for the ASPN. He's not gonna even say ESPN. He's gonna say ASPN, like he always says. ASPN app, you know, WrestlePalooza. Like he's gonna start saying that shit. And it's not gonna go down well, I think, on the internet. The name is just extra icing on the cake, because the name represents like the low effort of what they're trying to do. It's basically like, here's our dick, open your holes. That's what they're saying to us, right? And at some point, you gotta close them holes, motherfuckers. You gotta close them holes. I am not watching this. I'm sure they're gonna have a free trial, so it's not gonna cost anybody anything, but I'm not watching it, motherfuckers. I'm not watching it on principle. I am not gonna let this company fuck me in the ass, like, again. I mean, at some point when WrestleMania comes around, you know, the holes are gonna have to be open again by everybody, but for now, motherfuckers, we gotta stand firm. That's how it is, that's how it's gonna be, you know? And I told you that, so I could tell you this, motherfuckers. Wrestling is obviously the worst it's ever been, and something like Vince McMahon's creative genius, you know, even the names are like down the drain, right? You had things like Backlash, Vengeance, Judgment Day. Now you have things like WrestlePalooza. Next, WrestlePalooza is a name that The Rock would invent to make fun of a pay-per-view. Like, if WCW, for example, did like Halloween Havoc, like The Rock might go on TV and be like, oh, WCW, WrestlePalooza. Like, that would be like mocking WCW, you know? Now, this is literally like the name of a pay-per-view. Imagine this. I'll run you through one scenario. Imagine you're hanging out with your friends, motherfucks, on September 19th or say even September 20th. And your friends are like, hey man, you wanna go get a drink? Or hey man, you wanna go hit the gym? Or hey man, let's grab some food. And you're gonna have to let the following words out of your mouth. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. And then your friends are gonna say, why not? Is there something better going on tonight? And then you'll have to say the ultimate humiliation. You have to say, I would love to go, guys, but I can't because I have to go watch WrestlePalooza. And that's when your friends are gonna look you up and down and they're gonna think to themselves, this person is a lost cause. Don't be that guy. Boycott this shit. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough, motherfucks. Hater boycott, Sao Paulo. Get with them, motherfuckies.